Hey YouTube, we have another G40 pickup game night. It's going to start off with the British. The European side bought 6 infantry and 2 transports, and the Pacific side is going to get 4 mechanized infantry. Show you kind of what's going on here. Something I did change. I did find my markers from revised edition for the blow-up boxes, so I changed that. But we did have an issue over here in Germany too. He brought 1 extra tank on the amphibious assault. He moved from Holland and then got on in 113 and realized we couldn't do that, so we just brought a tank back and put it into Western Germany, which is where it would have been. So we fixed that. So now on to what the UK was going to actually do here. They brought 4 infantry and a fighter to Normandy, and then 2 infantry and a fighter to Holland. Then we're going to split up those bombardment shots. We're going to have 2 battleship bombardments into Holland, and then a battleship and 2 cruiser bombardments into Normandy. And they did some fighting down here. They're going to hit everything from Egypt here that has that flying under the UK flag anyway is going to hit Alexandria along with the bomber from down here. And then the guy from Ethiopia with the tank is going to go into British Somaliland. And then on the UK side here, or sorry, the Pacific side, the planes from Quang Sea are going to come down here and try to hit that Japanese destroyer, which means they have to land in Sumatra. But that's what we got going on here for our attacks for Great Britain. We'll go ahead and roll those up and kind of show you what it looks like, and come back with the non-combat moves. All right, we're here with the UK turn summary. It went okay and not, I guess. The infantry took each other out here. But this went ridiculously horrible. The first round went okay. I gambled and took out a fighter and kept a land unit and a bomber, and both his things he had left there hit. So I mean, it went poorly. Granted, he doesn't have anything coming anytime soon. I guess he could land planes there if he wanted to. Yeah, that's just is not what I was hoping for, of course. This really didn't go all that well either. My bombardment shots in Holland, 1 hit, the other one didn't. And my plane didn't hit either, and then he hit everything, the first round. And Normandy went pretty much like you would expect. So he did really good in the defense here. Granted, my whole point was to get that tank out of Holland, which didn't happen. But, you know, it is a dice game, so it does happen, of course. Down here in the Pacific, that went okay, but I lost a fighter, so again, not very great down there either. So he did just about everything he could to respond. He did really a pretty good job rolling. I did a mediocre to poor job kind of rolling, but so with non-combat moves here, I moved all the guys from Burma and Shan State into Yunnan there. I also brought 1 anti-aircraft artillery. Brought all the guys from India over to Burma, and just had the line of guys coming from Eastern Persia and West India and moved them over here. Put the mechanized infantry over in India because that's the only spot I can go over here. And then down here, just move the 2 guys via transport up to Cairo because obviously we're going to need it. And then as far as placement, put all 6 guys in London and put the 2 transports over in Canada to get those guys over there. So we will see what the Italians have to do to respond, and we'll be back once he's done with the moves. Start of turn for Italy, round 3. Italy's going to buy 5 infantry. I'm going to go do a couple attacks here, naval attacks, I guess. 2 fighters from Italy are going to go, or I guess southern Italy, are going to go and attack that French destroyer. Hopefully it does as good as the Japanese one did. And the bomber's going to easily take out the transport, of course. So that's the only attacks they're doing. And we'll come back and see how those go and what they did with their non-combat moves. All right, turn summary for the Italians. Everything went swimmingly for them. They didn't lose a single unit anywhere. So they got the boat in 98 and the boat in 81. They pulled back everything from Alexandria into Tobruk. And they placed 3 infantry in Rome and the other 2 into northern Italy and brought back everything from Yugoslavia, brought it back to the homeland there, because this invasion fleet can reach both Rome or northern Italy if I wanted to. So they're just fortifying and hoping to hold on. So Just like last round and the round before then, I'm going to go ahead and do France and Anzac's turn kind of simultaneously. And then, I mean, with the exception of this, if I decide to do something with that, obviously they can't go together, but I'll show you what all that is when we get to it. All right, we're here with turn 3 for Anzac and France. Anzac bought the biggest thing they've ever bought in any game I've ever played. And that was a battleship, a transport, and a artillery. Again, like I said, I'm kind of doing their turns together. Anzac is going to come and take Alexandria back. And then the fighter from London is going to do a suicide run on that tank. I really wanted that tank gone. Hopefully it works out good. The way the dice are rolling today, it might not, but we'll see. And then Anzac is going to go over here, and they took their destroyer from Sea Zone 62, brought it up into there, and then the fighters from Queensland to try to take out that submarine. So those are the attacks, and I'll come back once all is done with all the non-combat moves. We're doing the end of turn for Anzac and France. Anzac just took Alexandria, and then on their turn, the French walked in to support them. The French also went from French Equatorial Africa into England, Egypt, Sudan to kind of go help the defense of Cairo. The one amazing thing that the French did was they did actually take out that tank in Holland and did not lose the fighter, so it landed back in Normandy to help the Normandy defense of the Germans that are probably going to come try to take it back. Then over here, the Anzac took out the submarine without taking a casualty. And then, of course, landed all those planes there in Java. I had the option to land it in Western Australia, but I think Java will give me some more options. It has the small chance of getting amphibious assaulted, but I'll take that chance, I think. And then I put everything down here in New South Wales, of course, the battleship, transport, and the artillery. And of course, the French doesn't have anything to place quite yet. So this is the end of turn 3. Then we'll come back the next time we have a pickup night and start turn 4 with Germany. It's looking pretty interesting down here in Europe. Obviously, the Allies finally made landfall. I mean, Germany's looking like it's going to steamroll through Russia. So it's going to be interesting to see what he does if he gives me one turn or a couple extra turns to get stuff going in Russia. Either way, it's probably going to be bad for Russia anyhow. But hopefully, we just have enough time for the Allies to get it done over here in Europe and start to pressure Germany a little bit. So, and then of course over here in the Pacific, you have the slow and methodical meat grinder of China for Japan. And just having the American fleet in Japan is just a killer, especially because all of his boats are down here and don't have range to even get there. So he's going to get convoyed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 surface ships and a submarine on his turn, more than likely, with the possibility of taking 11 bucks away from him. So that's probably going to slow down the Japanese pretty huge here. Now we'll see what he's going to do with this one guy over here in the Celebes of this transport. I think I successfully defended the Money Islands quite a bit here, but he could also go snag up Malaya, or even bring him over into the mainland for China. I don't know what his thoughts are, of course. But I guess we will see. That's why I'm kind of starting to do a little bit of muscle ships down here with Anzac if he decides to kind of stay down here. Maybe Anzac will start to pester him a little bit so we can keep that American fleet over there and just continue to drain money away from him, because the more I can do that, the more we can do stuff like fortify China and that kind of stuff here. So we'll see. Like I said, we'll come back to you on another night here. When that's going to be, we don't really know. We kind of do it we'd like to at least do it once a week, sometimes twice. So hopefully we'll continue this pretty quick. It's probably not going to be till next week though, but we will see. As soon as I get them done, I'll get them posted up online like I typically do pretty quick afterwards. So stay tuned.